Hey YouTube, this is going to be that longboard wheel review that I've been meaning to get to you guys. So let's just jump right into it. I'm going to be doing wheels today, and we're going to be starting off with the biggest wheel in the collection, the Green Typhoons. Now, please excuse the paint. That happened when we were kind of young, and we were trying to lubricate the bearings, and it just didn't turn out that well, and we used something that was not, it wasn't oil, and it was turned out to be spray paint, and it kind of became hilarious. So that's the reason for the paint. These are old wheels. They are 87 millimeters tall, 85A. They are big, they are rattly, they don't do a single thing properly. Big plastic core doesn't do anything as far as supporting the wheel. It's a bunch of hard urethane that doesn't like rolling quietly. It's not very good. We only keep them along for like mini boards and hilariousness. But you know, they're cool, they're fun. They aren't like skatable. Don't ever ride them in any competition. They're just terrible. Don't take them out to the hill unless you're there to like skate for jokes. Next wheel will be everybody's first wheel. And by everybody, I mean like other Canadian riders who want to learn how to slide. Everybody has a set of these. These are zombie hogs. These are OG zombie hogs. They came at 75 mil. I'm not sure what they are now. Who cares? But yeah, they were 75. These are the 84As, I believe. So it is on the harder spectrum, but these were my first legit longboard wheels. I learned to slide on these. These things taught me a lot of things. But as a whole, as a wheel, they kind of aren't really good, which is all right because they still taught me how to slide. You know, might as well learn to slide on a cruddier wheel than, you know, good stuff. You learn quicker and your muscles adapt and you learn how to balance and carry out terrible slides. These wheels don't give you nice slides. They are super side set, like the bearing hub is right on the side. And they'll just slide out on you. They aren't good for much. They come kind of, you know, but, you know, they're fun, and everybody has some. They're decent. Decent-ish. I'm going to give them a decent-ish. But, you know, it's fine on your first board, and learn to slide. That's what they're for. Next wheel will be my favorite all-around wheel of choice. Everybody has their favorite wheels for doing certain things. My personal favorite all-around wheel, like I'm going somewhere, I don't know if it's a race, if it's a slide jam, if we're just gonna hang out, if we're gonna go like adventuring in the woods and find some hills to ride down. KMFSUs. KMFSUs do everything you possibly want them to. Now, I'm a bit of a hog fanboy, I'm not gonna lie. I have 3 different hog wheels, but hog makes good stuff, and like they're with lanyards, and well, it is a sub thing of lanyards, and you know, it's quality work. It's not a cheap job thrown together in some guy's garage in California and meant to be sold all over the world for way more money than they're actually worth when they're made from like bubblegum and like saran wrap. You know, these are actual wheels that carry out and do what they're supposed to do. KMFSUs have a big fat contact patch. They're 70 millimeters tall, meaning they aren't huge. You can still throw them out sideways. The contact patch is there to help you in big sharp turns where you don't necessarily want to kick out, or you want to shave a fair bit of speed in your slides. High speed free ride. These things love high speed free ride. Is what they're there for. You can still, you know, like freestyle-ish and do your slower slides, but they won't look as nice, they won't feel as right. These things that want to go fast, they're meant to go fast. Take them fast, go sideways. You can downhill on them. You can do a lot of stuff on them. These wheels are good. The KMFSU is a smart wheel. Next up in the collection will be a wheel that I actually got to ride around Europe in, or on, I should say. I bought this wheel when I was in France. It was attached to a complete that I had bought. It was made by a company called Mindless, I believe. Yeah, Mindless Longboards. It's a 70 millimeter tall, 80A side set, red transparent-ish wheel. It's not that good for tons of stuff. It's a smooth cruising ride. It's quiet. It's very quiet, and that's not bad. You put it on a small board and just don't worry about it. They don't go slideways. They will chunk out on you. They, you know, aren't meant for that. They're meant to be cruised on, which is fair. and they're not terrible at that. But heads up, your actual bearing, the bearing seat, excuse me, and my Chewbacca-ish sounds. The bearing seat itself is like super fragile. It will absolutely crack. So be careful. And they don't like going sideways. Next wheel, a wheel that is designed to go sideways and shouldn't. It should not go sideways or be slidden. The Butterball. It's designed for it, but it does it really badly. Sector 9. Everybody says Sector 9 makes good wheels. They make cruddy boards, decent downhill stuff, but great wheels. I strongly disagree. Butterballs will flat spot, they will oval, they will not hold their shape, they do thane, not nicely. They are, you can always buy a better wheel. If you're low on money and you want to, get a wheel that's at an under $50 set, which is fair, like totally fair, check for like anything ABEC if it's on sale and you can find it. Don't buy Otang if you're on a budget. Stick to something like if instead of a Butterball, what would I recommend? I would recommend maybe like an orange stim if they're on sale, but Otang, once again, money and stuff. What resembles a Butterball? Not much, because honestly, I didn't like these wheels. They didn't make me remind me of any other wheel I liked. These were cruddy. Like, they were fine for a little while, and they started to suck. And then once they start to oval out, they just suck. And I'm not, doing 90-degree slides. I'm not trying to flat spot them. They just don't hold up. Don't buy Butterballs. Do not recommend. You can, buy a set to see or, borrow a friend's, but it's not worth your money, and it never will be. I don't mean to sack, I don't mean to kill Sector 9 guys. Like, if you dig Sector 9, dude, that's your thing. It's whatever vibrations going on underneath your feet while you slide. That's up to you. Like, you can choose what you like. I personally didn't like them. That's me. As for ABEC, if you, instead of Butterballs, just buy ABEC. ABEC is nice. ABEC is sweet. ABEC treats you good. These are no schools. ABEC no schools were some of my favorite wheels. These are my favorite slide jam wheels. These are my favorite bring out to the hill because we're gonna paint lines. No schools are fun. No schools are great. No schools will thane, and they will make you feel like a king. And they last very long, and by that I mean, sure, they're 65 mil, but they're completely center set. You can constantly flip them and get them down to this gorgeous small cord size. They don't flat spot if you treat them nice. Don't worry about it. Buy these wheels. I got these 65 mil 81A, totally worth it. I would buy them again. I've never bought a set of wheels again. I would buy these again. Next up, while we're in the smaller wheel category, we're going to be talking about my third set of hog wheels, which are my street hogs. These are the 62 mil 82A. Yellow wheels. They are fun, they are cool, they like going sideways, they're fun on a small board. Put them on a top mount speed deck, especially one that like a Wolf Shark type thing, Wolf Shark Peacemaker, just top deck plank board. These would be fun. You don't have to worry about wheel bite, they'll slide, and especially if you have a kick, fine. Why do you need a kick? Because these things don't like cracks. You ollie every crack. These things are small wheels don't like cracks. Doesn't matter how soft the urethane is, they don't like cracks, but they're fun to slide. These aren't bad. Not bad. Give them 6 out of 10. So if we were going to give everything a rating, we'd have to say unskateable. Out of 10, I'd probably give these a 5 for sentimental reasons. KMFSU, I'm going to have to give them an 8.9. Very solid wheel. Mindless, a 4. Sorry, they don't do what I need them to do. Butterballs, I'll give them a 4 as well. Sure, they haven't completely chunked out on me, but they oval just as bad. No schools, 7 points. Excuse me. I don't know. Maybe something a bit better. Possibly somewhere around in the 8.5 range. I'll give them an 8.5. As long as they're slightly below, solid 8.5, forget it. And these wheels, I'm going to have to give them a 10. Not because they're good, but just because they're fun, and as soon as they're on your board, you automatically smile. Yes. Now, as far as the wheels that are on my setup right now, we'll get to those very quick. Here we go. We have some Otang. Now, I have talked about Otang. Otang, there's a lot of hype. They are expensive. They invest a fair bit into their marketing, and I'm sure you've seen their commercials. They're orangutan wheels. They are typically orange. These are 83A. They are purple. These are canoes. Canoes are fine. They are part of the newer freeride model. It's the next version of the stim. They do everything the stim does. It's about it. It's a better version of a butterball. It's about it. They're more balanced. They're center set? Yeah, they're center set. They're slightly offset. They're close enough to be center set to be considered center set and flippable. Yeah. As for the board itself, this is a Bodana Montoya. And I believe this is the last one ever made by the company. It has a bit of rocker to it. It has a bit of a drop platform that we can see right at the beginning there. And right around here. Which gives you like these mini pockets. Which is super fun. As for the 3D concave, that's just tons of vicious because it feels good underneath your feet. And traditional kingpin trucks. And top of the world. This is my board. It was made by a friend of mine. He owns the company. They don't make stuff anymore. They used to have a bunch of really cool models. I suggest you check out the website. We're trying to get him back into making boards. This is somebody else's pro model. And as far as the Ottawa longboard scene, he was definitely a strong force within it. And shout out to Joy Bidner. And bring back the Bodana boards. They're so much fun. Funnest board I've ever ridden, no question. I've owned pro model boards and like other company boards, and like this is the funnest board I've ever ridden. My downhill board is among the funnest boards I've ever ridden, but is not the top. It is the Quebec John Barnett. This is a thick board that feels like a tank. It is fun. I have massive amounts of 3D concave in there. Bit of a kick, bit of kick on both ends, symmetrical, micro drop, no rocker. What you'd expect. On here, I do have more ABEC, because I love me some ABEC. And these are Big Zigs. Big Zigs are cool, Big Zigs are fun, Big Zigs hold their own around turns, big square lips, they do what they need to do. These are 75mm, 83A, and on a set of bare trucks, which are flipped, because precision trucks are expensive, G. And these wheels are fun. They are 83A, which is harder for a downhill wheel. I know that, but 83A is my favorite duro for doing things. Despite the KMFSUs that are 80, 83 is where I believe these sit, and the Otangs and these, and it's my favorite durometer. They do what I need them to do. I actually kind of need a harder durometer downhill wheel, and that's not because I necessarily need to slide less. Or cut speed less when I slide. It's just because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat, and when it comes to huge hills, I'll tuck into it, but I'm not pushing into it. So if the only way that I'm going to be going the speed I'm going to need to be going is if I have a harder wheel, which will give me a higher roll speed. Thus, the 83A. Now, I don't know if they necessarily go quicker, and I'm pretty sure the bearings play way more of a role in this, but I like them for downhill. They haven't failed me yet. Yeah, big six. So that is what's going on as far as the wheels that I have ridden. There's one set of wheels here that I have not ridden yet, and that is these Liam Morgan Blood Oranges. They're pretty cool. They are 70 millimeters tall. They are 31 millimeter compact patch and 80A. I believe these will thane out. I am looking forward to these thaning out. They are bright white. They will make white lines, I hope. These wheels are cool. I think they're gonna act a bit like the Street Hogs as far as how they slide. As far as their consistency, I hope they're closer to the canoes, which we'll see. I hope they don't have butterball characteristics. I hope these will not oval out on me. Dang, I don't like butterballs. Anybody want these butterballs? $20. But these wheels I hope will last better. They look pretty cool, and I'm expecting them to Thane. They are only 65 mil, so they'll last me a season. But I hope they'll be fun. I'll bring you news on them when I have time to break them in and when the snow is gone. As for that, that's pretty much the longboard wheel review. Thanks for your time. Feel free to subscribe. I know you don't need to, but it's appreciated. And feel free to like and share if people are looking into buying wheels and they don't know where to start.